So this city, it turns out, is over 6,000 years old.
Actually, it's 8,000 years old.
We have made it to Plovdiv,
The oldest continuously inhabited city in Europe. Subscribe to follow along. All right, folks.
We have made it to Plovdiv. It was a lovely bus ride. Okay, we're on the bus. We haven't done a bus tour in a while, and this is very exciting. I'm talking quiet because the bus is very quiet.
It's also really nice.
Like a super nice bus. Nicest bus we've been on this whole trip so far.
It's clean.
I'm excited to go to Plovdiv. Are you excited?
Yes, I'm shy.
Even in Bulgarian, if you want to practice, it's very easy. You can just say Dobro utro. You want to try? Dobro utro. Dobro utro, Salik. He also says good morning.
It was a lovely bus ride with some beautiful views. The
That's
clouds
right.
cleared and we saw the mountains.
So we walked from downtown, just the pickup spot was in a good location. We're with Traventuria Tours today. This is like a day tour to Plovdiv, but we're actually gonna stay here.
We're staying the night because we want to go explore a bit more, but also we have this really cute apartment. Yeah.
But you end up getting picked up from Sofia, coming here for the day, and then going back. We're gonna stay.
Hello, my name is Simeon and I'm from Bulgaria.
Our guide's name is Simon today. Turns out he actually grew up in Montreal. He's like he's born in Canada, which is pretty cool. But anyhow, so we already started our tour. Those were some Roman ruins, of course.
Gates of
The Eastern Gate. Philippopolis,
which is the father of
Alexander the Great.
Yeah.
Because this goes back to, so actually, way back.
So this city, it turns out, is over 6,000 years old.
Actually, it's 8,000 years old. 6,000 BC is when it was, there's proof of settlements. It's
it's
the
been
longest continuously inhabited city in all of Europe.
So cool.
One in the world for sure.
We just learned so much. The architecture here in Plovdiv is stunning, and it's because this used to be the richest town in the area, and so they would send their kids to like Paris and Vienna and all these places to learn architecture and engineering, and then you'd come back here and build these beautiful things. We gotta go, but we're entering through into the old gate, I think. Yes.
Yeah, this is like, it's an ancient gate here. In a way, Plovdiv is like the first major city after Istanbul, which is on the border of Asia and Europe, obviously. So in a way, Simon was saying, our guide, this is kind of the entrance to Europe, because this was the first city that you'd come across. Because after Turkey, you're in Bulgaria.
We're continuing walking through this stunning town.
Honestly, it's actually really quite cozy and
Picturesque.
peaceful. There's not much like
It is
noise.
off-season,
It's
so maybe
quiet.
that's why.
It's nice. Anyway, Simon's teaching us a ton. We're learning about Bulgarian Empire, Byzantium, history, conflicts, language as well.
Cyrillic language.
The alphabet as well.
All that to say, we are not a history channel, and so we're not going to be able to, we just aren't going to be able to reiterate all we're learning, but doing tours like this, we love to do. Sorry. Because we do love learning about it when we're in a place.
Quick interruption, but this is one of the coolest things ever seen in some of our videos in terms of like history. There's a Roman stadium right there, below ground, below us, by this pedestrian street.
And then the longest running mosque in Bulgaria is right beside us.
This is a mosque right behind us over here.
And above it now is the longest pedestrian street in Bulgaria, above the Roman
It's just
ruins.
like this whole thing is just like layers, and it's actually physically layers, and there's a cafe right there, and it's just like, it's
pretty.
crazy. And of course, a visit to Plovdiv is not complete without a visit to the ancient Roman theater
So this is apparently one of the most well-preserved ancient theaters
in the world.
in the world. And you have the whole backdrop still, like
Of the mountains.
I meant the actual
Oh.
backdrop is still there.
Yeah, you have the actual ruins are still there. Like, it's actually a
That's what I
very
meant.
nice wall. But then also there's a beautiful view, of course. The Roman theater would have a fantastic view of the Plovdiv region, which is very good. Was it fertile land, really good for agriculture?
In the area, yeah.
Geez, it would have been bright in the middle of the summer, the sun facing us like this. And these steps are steep. How do you find that?
They're nice.
And slippery, as in like the marble has
Also,
been
not
used.
this time of year, but they have shows here in the summertime, which is really cool.
Still using an ancient Roman theater from over 2,000 years ago. Like, wow.
These are the special seats because you get a backrest.
I'm gonna go down in the middle of the stage and
I'm gonna keep
Whisper.
the camera and we're gonna see how the acoustics are. Louder.
That's pretty good.
No louder.
It's pretty good, right? I feel like you can hear my echo.
It's like quiet.
It's quiet.
Yeah.
Well, I can hear you.
All that history and learning sure makes a gal hungry, so we're gonna go eat some traditional Bulgarian food.
It's lunchtime, and I have to admit I'm pretty hungry. Starting off with vegetable soup, 3-course meal though, which is pretty cool. Oh, very nice. Very nice broth.
So for my starter, I got the chopsky salad, which is, we've had it a few times on this trip, but tomatoes, olives, peppers, and cheese. And maybe cucumber? Not sure. Looks good. Just really nice fresh vegetables.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves meat, potatoes, and of course, litnitska, which we've had in other countries. They call it ivar in other countries. It's called litnitska. It's like eggplant, tomato, pepper thing. Potato. Nice. Meat. They love their sausages and their patties. Often a mix of veal, beef, pork. Nice sausage.
The food here is gluten-free, so Keith and I can share. I like this, it's good. The other dish we got to share is called chicken kavarma, which we had, if you watched our Sofia video. It was supposed to have chicken in it, but the other one didn't really, but there's actually chicken in this one, and this one has an egg. So I'm gonna try it. Yeah. A little piece of chicken, some egg, and it's like roasted vegetables, and he said it's slow cooked.
También de pollo. ¿Y cómo en España también?
No, solo verdura. La verdura con tomate así al horno.
That's really good.
Yeah.
It's like comforting and warm. I really like that.
It's so fun to share actually with Evan, because that means we get to try 2 different plates. Ooh, big bites. Lots of chicken in this one.
It's hot.
En búlgaro, cuando dices güveç, es el estilo de cocinarlo.
Super comforting. This one's quite smoky as well. And there's egg on top, which is nice. Bulgarian food. Okay, folks, like I said, 3-course meal. We have dessert. I am excited. This is Bulgarian yogurt and jam. Because we learned, if you watched our Sofia video, Bulgarian yogurt is unique, and it's like Bulgarian something.
Bacteria and air in it that makes it different and
Like the
better.
air in Bulgaria that makes it ferment with bacteria differently, I guess.
And different bacteria than what's in like normal yogurt,
It
apparently.
has a name, like it's like Lactocilium bulgarium.
We'll put the name right here.
Yeah, anyhow, they have their own yogurt and it's really good. Oh, thick. Very nice.
Las termas al centro de
It's a really good dessert.
Alright, here it goes.
Looks like ice
It
cream.
literally does, it's so thick.
Se supone que es el más grande de Europa.
Wow,
Como ahora vas a tener la...
that is some good yogurt. This is gonna be controversial, but compared to the one we had in Sofia, this one's a lot thicker. So from our North America, what we call it, or what the market calls it, is Greek yogurt. But I know it's very different, but it's like the same, like very thick. Like this is protein dense yogurt.
Alrighty, I'm not gonna lie, I'm stuffed. That was really good food.
That was such good food and a lot of food for a really good price, I think.
Authentic Bulgarian food at a good little restaurant.
And we got to try different things.
Which is pretty fun. There was like this perfume that was spraying. And it reminds us.
Where's someone wearing perfume? That we
No, but it
realized
was like,
right
you know, like
above
the automatics perfume things? I'm just smelling it. But it reminds us of this like detergent that we had in Indonesia that got stuck in our clothes. Anyways.
It was horrible.
It's bringing
and now
back
we
some
can't-
memories.
We can't use that smell. Ugh.
So that being said, we're back outside with some fresh air.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to a lookout and also a ruin site on top of the hill
We
in the middle of the old
left
town.
Our tour group, there's a little bit of free time in the afternoon, so we are gonna go do that with our free time. Just walking by a traditional restaurant, and we've now had the potato pie since we've been here. We've had zucchini. We've had these things.
Kofta?
We've had, okay, sort of something like this. We've just had a lot of the dishes, which is pretty exciting.
Holy smokes, guys. It's beautiful.
There's some ancient ruins just up here on a hill. The sun is out. And you have a
Holy
view
moly.
Of all of Plovdiv.
Wow.
This place is called Nebet Tepe, and it's one of the 4 hills of Plovdiv, and this specific hill has settlement from 4000 BC. This is way more impressive than I realized at first. There's
Yeah.
signs everywhere that tell you about the history and of the different things.
In
and what
English?
they are.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah, it goes way back to like the 5th century BC, and then it was built on. He's like, this wall was built in the 1st century, and then the 4th, in the 5th century AD, and then the 14th century.
And there's a water reserve that could hold like 70,000 gallons of water. Like
That was also incorporated into the wall.
incredible.
Just the layers of human civilization and existence in this spot is mind blowing. We've been
Very.
we've been here for a bit, eh? We've evolved.
Just, it's so picturesque here. The bus is leaving, but we're staying in Plovdiv.
Nice. Bon, merci beaucoup.
Merci, merci, bye bye.
Merci.
See you later. Take care.
I have to say, in a town like Plovdiv, this is definitely a place you don't want rolly suitcases. You want a backpack, because it is bumpy and uphill. Oh gosh, should I go again? All right, you guys, we just arrived to our place, and I am very happy we're staying the night because we want to go explore a bit more, but also we have this really cute apartment. We have our own bedroom with lovely natural light, a bathroom right there, and then look at this living room space. We have a whole kitchen, so we're gonna buy groceries because we have some work to do. A lovely living room with a lovely couch, and this is very exciting. We actually haven't been up here yet. There's a lot of stairs to get up here. Oh, look at this. We have like a patio, so we can sit out here and just enjoy the nice winter weather. Guys, I found a record player with records. We got some Sgt. Pepper Lonely Hearts, The Beatles, which, fun fact, my cousins just saw Paul McCartney perform in Canada. Like, bucket list moment or what? So this is dedicated to you guys. Do you start on the outside or the inside? The inside.
Okay, we're staying in the downtown of Plovdiv, a region that we actually didn't explore today with the tour. We figured we could stay one more night because we can and we have work to do. But the tour with Simon was pretty nice.
Yeah, and very historic, but we wanted to see some other parts of it. Like the bar little area where we're staying.
Yeah, we took our time at the theater, so now we're gonna go do things that we weren't able to do with our free time today.
Right, we're back at the stadium. Literally a 5-minute, if that, walk from our apartment because we want to walk the stadium / above it on the shopping street. But apparently on the other side there's like other ruins, so we're gonna go check it out and see if there's stuff to see.
hate to sound like a tourist here from North America, but it's actually really quite nice in Bulgaria and really like friendly for tourism. And this whole street is just stunning. It's beautiful European stuff, you know?
We love a good walking street, I have to say.
Yeah, and it's packed full of people. Like tourism here is booming, it seems.
We are pausing at H&M because Simon told us that in the basement of H&M is where you see the end of the stadium ruins. So I think we're gonna see if we can go in and find some ruins, like in the grocery store in Sofia. This is why the sign is here. I correct myself, this is the halfway point, not the end. I was gonna say there's no way this is like he said it was 200 meters. I feel like we barely walked.
Yeah, it starts over there.
This is why there is a sign for my helpness. I don't know what I'm saying. Like, what the heck, Bulgaria? Another in the middle of an H&M. There's ancient ruins. What? Alright, dudes, we almost gave up, but we walked to the end. And here's the ruins, the end of the stadium. It's just so incredible how they've incorporated this history and these ruins into their city, onto their main street. It's really, really lovely. I would definitely recommend Plovdiv.
Are you gonna go?
Yeah, I just wanted to, are you filming still?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna read the sign.
The Philippol?